The opening section of that biography is the most astounding. The assault on a woman's body was the most shocking thing that I have perhaps read in a book for a very long time. She didn't mince her words, she went straight in. And the first thing that I did was that I froze. I froze and I almost felt that adrenaline rush through me. And I started to think about what was this reaction that was happening in my body. And I started to think of it as maybe this is like that adrenaline, that hormone that rushes through a possum, that makes it kind of like go limp. But then my brain started working, and my gut started tingling. My heart started beating faster as I was getting engrossed in the words of Sister Assata Shakur. And I started to think about this survival strategies of women of African descent, and the whole concept, the whole idea of what the transatlantic slave trade, I'd like to prefer to call it the human trafficking, because that's what it was. It just wasn't, it was considered legal at the time. So we're talking about the chattel enslavement and human trafficking of African peoples. And I thought about the survival strategies that these women must have had. Some of them were extremely violent. They would kill themselves, they would even kill their children so they didn't have to experience the brutality and the destruction that was being rained down upon them. So I started thinking about how we survive now. I start thinking about survival is this thing that I believe is called resistance. Resistance is what we can do every single day. The fact that Sister Charlotte isn't even really supposed to technically be here in the eyes of this Western civilization. She's not supposed to be here. Our talent is not supposed to exist, but they're quite happy to use it to appropriate and spice up their culture, this imperialistic culture. So I've got so much to cover. Everything I wanted to say has kind of gone out my window because I was so moved by the warmth. I so feel what you were saying about the warmth of this sister there, and you start to think, you know, the struggle isn't always about this hardness. There is this softness, the power of feminine energy that moves in incredibly powerful ways, but our bodies are also on the front line as well. So I'm just thinking about things. I've got a list of women who are in resistance, who have inspired me. There are two young women called Brittany and Alexis, and they are actually one of the two women who are heading some of the Ferguson protests right about now. I can't remember their names right now. I haven't got it down on my iPad here, but the way these young women, the fire in their bellies, and there's something about their energy that I find so incredibly inspiring. And the new generation of young women who are coming through, who are on the front line of so many resistance globally. When Sister Charlotte was speaking to you, young lady there, and talking about the power, recognizing your power, seriously, you have so much, and we have so much to offer. You as a young black woman has so much to offer. So I think about all the different directions at which we as women, as black women, also have to constantly be in a state of deflection and morphing and shape-shifting, and you know, there's so many things that we have to do instinctually. And I think part of me thinks about that survival gene that our foremothers would have had. I'd like to just go right straight into reading my poem, if I may. Since I can remember, there has been a voice in my gut that liked to say, hold up, why? Since I can remember. Since I can remember, I wanted to believe everything I was told because that's easier, you know, but there was always this hold up, why? And as an adult, my hold up why has become more refined. It has taken the form that is more open, a more open palm that will halt a stereotype disguised as humor that is supposed to be post-race. And I'm supposed to squeeze my face into a smile that feels misplaced as I hold up why. I'm entitled to my caution. I am entitled to my suspicion. Some might call it a chip, but I am entitled to my quick critique and nanosecond of ethno-analytic when the myth of race is slipped into a conversation like a credit card between a door frame and a lock. You see, this instinct, this trigger I inherit, this gut reflex to dismerit this nigger fiction, the smear in our global diction when racism needs to ride on the passenger side of imperialism. That scrub has the remains of last night's fast food down its front. It's so sloppy and bloody, belligerent and clumsy, concocting the rules of law, leaving tracks on the backs of black and brown bodies mown down in the Cadillac of US democracy. And since I can remember, since roots, since I could look at the sky and see this place is meant for greater things because the stars are evidence of that, since I wanted more from existence, since I remembered there was more to come, I had a hold up why coming to my rescue like a stampede of mature elephants, and I was their baby at the mercy of hyenas' jaws, ready to crack my bones and grind them down and sprinkle them on their imperialistic culture for spice, for virility, for the cooning high. I just have to ask, hold up, why? I laugh now when I think of the lick of my mother's slipper. It becomes a wake-up slap to the truth of my black girl existence. You see, my own mother's resistance would march across her jaw when the system of the day breathes its metallic bars all around her, but she shines so brightly between them till they melt in the beauty of her ancient seasoned will. Or at least bend. They bend back and the system just hates that thing that will continue to shimmer, that light that just won't go out. And I hear subsonic baritone creaks like the oldest earth plates shifting when my grandmother tells me all the things I've seen. If you knew all the things I've seen. And I cannot help but think that the 84 years of her skin are seeped in her resistance, a potent, rich tongue oil. And before my eyes, she becomes the embodiment of survival strategies, of multiple rebirths, cleansed auras and alkalizing the bloodline of trafficked Africans, holding the cancer in check. Her womanhood does not disappear, it does not implode, and she stands there conjuring the spirits of Wangari Maathai, Mary McLeod Bethune, Harriet Tubman, Majora Carter, Elaine Brown. It's sometimes when I hold up my hold up why, these are the things that I see most clearest when I'm at my weakest, and you think that the question would kill you in the end, but not asking the question, I would surely die. So, does my hold up why me? Why should I? Or is it just a contrary nature? Does my contrary nature really reply to this do or die? What does it mean for me to ask this hold up why when not asking will mean I will surely die? Why does this fist in feminism mean less than a white one? Hold up, why? Why do the celebrities in the media seem monodimensional with cultural selective amnesia? Hold up, why does mainstream hip-hop artists seem less talented than their fans? Pushing money and hoes are the signs of being a man. Hold up, why do these girls have such a self-esteem that is shaped by body parts so buffed, oiled down and sheen on the TV screen? Hold up, why does the law have no interest in justice for black and brown skin? Hold up, why is there no more recognition of the Ferguson community organizing? Hold up, why does this bruise never seem to heal? Only the arnica of a people's love can. And the artists, activists of women who know me, those who overstand my hold up why, they will nurse my wings so that flying is the word that is a duty, not an option. You see, I stand on the shoulders of African women's insurrection with a melodic spine so strong we have to sing. We have to hold up and ask why. Thank you.